Hello, my name is William Dumas. I work for Manitoba First Nation Education Resource Center. I'm the language and cultural facilitator in the Cree language. And what we're doing here at Paint Lake, just south of Thompson, about 20 miles south of Thompson, is a few years ago we noticed that there's getting to be less and less fluent Cree speakers. And we noticed that when we talked to people that the fluent speakers were getting older already. We had a few things in mind when we started discussing this. It started from just group discussing, people sitting around, discussing some areas. And one of the things that they talked about was the Rocky Cree people. The Rocky Cree people are from the northern Manitoba. Their territory is the Mississippi, which is known as the Churchill River also. We have only 6 Rocky Cree communities in Manitoba: Nelson House, South Indian Lake, Granville Lake, Pagadawagan, Brochet, and the Lynn Lake. So what we did was we started gathering knowledge keepers from all the Rocky Cree communities. The knowledge keepers, the language keepers. And what we do is we bring them in together and we have specific questions. And it came out of documenting. Instead of crying we're losing the language and not debating why, we just said, well, let's start storing the language. But not only storing the language, storing stories, storing how language is used, storing oral history, storing missed of time stories. The question, are we on the right track with what we're doing?
Oh, yeah, right on the right track. Boy, congratulations. You rediscovering, remembering.
My name is Kevin Brownlee. I'm the curator of archaeology at the Manitoba Museum in Winnipeg. My work here is sort of trying to working with the local communities and sort of learning the story of the people. I mean, if the museum's ultimate goal is to use our galleries as a way of engaging with the public, it's really important to make sure that message is the one that the community wants. And I think that's one of the things that this gathering does, particularly because it verifies and it brings together multiple communities. And so I find it's a really great group to participate in and really sit back and listen and learn. And it's been such a wonderful opportunity to see how the history is tied to the language, how it's tied to the landscape, and that if you lose that oral history, you can never dig it up. Like, doing archaeology isn't going to excavate that past. And archaeology is a piece of the puzzle, but there are many other pieces of it. And if you work in isolation, it's going to be a much poorer representation and poorer history. And so my work here is to certainly use whenever archaeology can come in to help further a discussion, but certainly the bigger thing is basically working with the communities.
I wanted to say, that I'm learning here and, try to pay more attention about the words, what does it mean? But still.
My name is Dr. Mara Sitchin. I'm a professional affiliate with the University of Manitoba, and I'm also coordinator with Manitoba Aboriginal and Northern Affairs. So I was a part of the original working group that we had in 2011. And part of it was working on just working with resource users and elders in Rocky Cree communities to try to understand their perspective of culture and heritage, basically from a Rocky Cree perspective, and that was part of my dissertation research. So I was just working to see with the working group to find out their perspectives on archaeology and landscape and how they see the relationship with the land and why is it so important to Rocky Cree philosophy, reasoning, and a way of being. And so that's why I was with the working group. And then and why I continue working with William and everybody else on this project.
Hopefully in the end, not only do we archive information for all people to use in their studies, but also to come up with books so youth can orienteer themselves into knowing where they come from, where they're at. And through that we believe if they're solid in their foundation of where they come from, where they're at, they will have a stronger future and a better and stronger understanding of who they are. And it's a really powerful experience for those of us that are participating, because we're reaffirming what we've been studying the past 30, 40 years, or for some of us since we were born. Kids, we're just reaffirming who we are. And through that, I think it's going to be a beautiful journey. That's what it's all about for us. For me, anyway. Who's it?
Everybody.